G'day everyone, my name's Tom Freer and welcome to episode 2 of this video blog. So today we've got a bit of an internet theme around some of the questions that have come in. And firstly, we want to touch on what is the best type of internet to use in your business. So as you're aware, there's a number of different internet services available. So we've got everything from your traditional ADSL style service, 4G mobile internet style services through to enterprise grade fiber based solutions. There's been a lot of talk recently with the NBN, which is a mixture of fiber and some of the traditional copper. And in some of the more regional areas, we've even got things like wireless and satellite based solutions. But today I thought we'd look at most of the common ones for those in city and inner city. And look, the answer really lies in what you need to achieve with your internet service. So if we look at the types of services we've got, ADSL and cable are traditionally your home-based or small office-based services. So they will run across your internet, run across your phone lines or your Foxtel or Optus service. And what you'll see with those is good download speeds. So that's when you're copying things off the internet to your computer. But the upload isn't going to be great. So upload speeds are traditionally capped on those style services. Now, look, for streaming video, downloading files and movies and things like that off the internet, the ADSL and cable services work well, so you can get access to those type of services. Where you'll start to struggle is when you're starting to do things like push data up into the cloud. So moving big videos upstream up into the internet or into cloud sites, particularly as your business evolves and you might have people connecting in remotely to internal machines. That's going to be really restricted by the upload speed. Add to that services like voice over IP and your internet phones. That again is dependent on your upload speeds, and they're generally slow in those ADSL services. The other options you have move towards your mobile 4G. Now the speeds on those are great, particularly in the central cities. However, the costs, there's a lot of cost associated with mobile data. So they're not ideal, on some plans, they're not ideal for high use and high volume data. So with some new players on the market, we're seeing bigger data allowances for a more cost-effective price, but you really have to shop around to get that. Again, if you're on your own or you've got a couple of team members, a 4G can get you out of trouble and will work in some situations. But as your business grows and as your needs grow, 4G and ADSL really aren't going to cut it. When you start talking sort of 10, 15, 20 staff in an office and more, you really need to then start to consider some more of the enterprise grade solutions, which you'll see around. There's Ethernet style services, so it's called Ethernet over fiber or Ethernet over copper, with the fiber solution being the most flexible and fastest available. However, that does come at a cost. So with the fiber based solutions, we can look at anything from sort of 10 megabytes upload and download, all the way through to hundreds, 200, 500 megabyte speeds. Now that speed is both upload and download. So regardless if you're downloading a movie or data off the web or pushing that back up, and particularly when we look at organizations in that space, that 15 to 20 staff and bigger, you might have multiple offices, you might have servers in the cloud, you'll most likely have applications that live in the cloud. So you need to be able to make sure that that data can be moved backwards and forwards relatively easily. You don't want that to be your bottleneck in your business. So that's pretty important to work through. Now, as I say, each of those have their own costs. So ADSL and cable are your entry-level style services. So as you go through anything from sort of $50 to a couple of $100 a month. Your 4G services, you will see traditionally on your mobile plans. Again, that data can be quite expensive. There's plans and prepaid plans where you're getting charged $150 for 20 gigs of data. So, and that doesn't last long when you start doing a couple of movies and uploading video and working online heavily. You then look at your enterprise grade and your more corporate solutions being fiber and copper based services. and they'll range from $300 or $400 a month up to thousands of dollars a month, depending on the speed, the amount of data, and more so your location and where we need to get that. So there are a number of aspects there. I think the key things to consider, one is going to be what you actually are doing on the internet. If traditionally it's just downloading, browsing email, then an ADSL or even a 4G service will work no problems. If your business requires, or you're looking to move to more of a cloud-based environment where you've got multiple people in the one office or looking to connect multiple offices together, you're going to need to look at an enterprise or a corporate solution like Ethernet over copper or Ethernet over fiber in those scenarios to make sure that you can provide the speeds and data that your team are going to need to do their jobs. And as things and a lot more services move towards the cloud, internet connectivity and speed is going to be a critical decision to make and critical to have that right in your business. So hopefully that covers sort of the internet question. The other topic I wanted to touch on today, still internet focused, is email and what is the best email solution for your business. Now, again, email might seem like email, but there's a couple of key things you need to look out for. So firstly, as a business, you want to make sure you've got your own domain name, your internet domain name, have that registered. You can register that whether it's a .com, a .au, .net, whatever. There's hundreds of different extensions available. So make sure you do have your business name, your operating name registered with that domain name, because you want to have that professional look and feel and have your own email address on there. So tom@wintech, or it's actually tfreer@wintech.net.au. But you can have an info @ or a support @ those type of things. But after the @ symbol is your identity on the internet. So that's the first thing you want to make sure you have. Steer clear of a Gmail or a Hotmail or an Outlook.com style address. The second thing you need to look for in an email solution is something that's going to allow you to sync that mail between your devices. So you want to make sure that when you're receiving email, you can get it anywhere. We live in a highly mobile world, so you want to make sure that when an email arrives on your computer, that same email arrives on your phone or it's accessible from a web page. But more importantly, you want to make sure that your calendar and your contacts and even your tasks are all synced across all your devices. So many times we're talking with businesses and smaller businesses in particular, where their number one frustration is, I can't get my Outlook on my computer to sync with my phone. And 99 times out of 100, it's because of the type of email platform they're on. And normally they're using the email that comes with their web hosting platform. And that just doesn't cut it in today's day and age. It is a very old technology. It's a very basic technology. Ideally, any business, whether you've got one, whether it's yourself or you've got thousands, you need to be looking at a solution that can bring all your internet and your calendar and your contacts and your tasks, all that collaboration under one umbrella, and allow that to be delivered and accessed from any device. So the two solutions that we see are Gmail, or now called G Suite, or Office 365 from Microsoft. So Google Gmail or G Suite, business applications, and Microsoft Office 365. They are by far and away the two best solutions for email. Look, gone are the days for most businesses where they need an email server in their office. The technology has advanced quite rapidly over the last few years, and hosting email and that functionality in the cloud is a given. That is just something that again, we just do. There's no value to manage and install your own mail server these days. But what both these platforms give you is that ability to access all your information in your email and all your calendars and all your contacts across multiple devices. Receive an email on your computer, access that same email on your phone, delete the email from the phone, it deletes from your computer. Already you can see where that's going from the ability to be more productive in what you're doing. The big thing is with both of those platforms is the ability to add an appointment, send an invitation, and that be synced across all your devices. Look at your phone, you'll be able to see what you've got on, and you'll have confidence that that same appointment and that same schedule is on your calendar, on your desktop computer, or in your browser. The next question we get asked is whether I use Google or Office, and that's a bigger conversation. But the one thing that I will say is if you run Microsoft Windows or Microsoft Office, Outlook, Word, Excel, then without a doubt, Office 365 is going to be the solution for you. If you don't use Microsoft Office, then you can use either Gmail or Google. There's not really a preference there. But certainly in a lot of the businesses we're working with, the Office 365 suits them perfectly from the fact that all their staff are already familiar with Outlook. They like Outlook. They're using Word. They're using Excel. You want to leverage that capability and that internal knowledge that you've already got in the business. Office 365 is a solution. So to recap, really when it comes to email for your business, there's sort of two main areas you need to look at. The first one is to have your own domain name set up with your email addresses. It gives you a much more professional look and feel. And the second aspect is to make sure you're using an email platform that allows you to seamlessly sync and manage that data across multiple devices, be it your desktop computer and Outlook, or your iPhone, or your Android, or your iPad, or your Galaxy tablet, or whatever it is. A platform that will support that, and Office 365 and the Google Apps for Business platform allow you to do that. So that's really the key that's really the key components for how to choose and what email solution to use. So look, hopefully that's given you some insight. A couple of key areas there being internet and email. And they're two probably the most important things any business will have and what they need to get right. You need to be connected to the internet. You need to make sure it's reliable and performs well for what you're doing. And secondly, you need to have a robust email solution that is your identity, so your domain name. So that's really it for today. And look, thanks very much for joining in. I'd love to hear from you and get some answers, get your questions so I can provide some more answers, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook and post them up, and I will answer and get back to you. Thanks very much.